Grugane Shisha Sambhushitam Chincha Samasta Veda Nipunam Sriyukta Pantanugam Govinda Vihamushvalam Varatanam Bhaktyammitam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guruncha Divya Bhagavat Premno Hi Bichapradam. We're continuing this afternoon with our reading of Affectionate Guidance. We are in chapter... You know what I did? I went to the previous chapter where Gurudev also quotes that verse. And so I'm totally in the wrong place. Here it is, yeah, he quotes it in the previous chapter. So. Okay. So this is the chapter Srila Madhavendra Puripad, which is chapter 14. And we've heard the wonderful history of Madhavendra Puri. And then Srila Gurudev is speaking about the exclusive mood of the followers of Mahaprabhu and the line of Srila Rupa Goswami. And we concluded with Gurudev's chanting of this verse of Raghunath Das Goswami, which is a very exclusive prayer for the service of Radharani. Okay. Ashabare amrita sindhu mayaika tanchit kalo mayati gamita kila sampratam hi tvam chet kripam mai vidasasi naiva kimme praner rajena cha vadoru bakadinapi. O Radharani, it is my only hope that you will bestow your mercy on my head. And to this day I have sustained that hope for my whole life. At that time, Raghunath Das was perhaps 80 or 82 years old when he composed this. This is my only hope. You will bestow your mercy upon me. This is all I want. Without your mercy, I do not want even Krishna. What shall I do without your mercy? I do not want Krishna's mercy either. If Krishna will come to me, I must say to him, please wait here. Only if Radharani gives her permission can I talk to you. And I am praying my whole lifetime, O Radharani, for your mercy. Your mercy is my only objective. I am living in Braja Dham for that purpose alone. Otherwise, if you do not bestow your mercy, I have no interest even in a relationship with Krishna. This is the most special kind of devotion. We are always loudly declaring everywhere, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But here we find that Krishna has no position for the Rupa Nuga Vaishnava. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, Govinda, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His divine form is all eternity, consciousness, and bliss, and he is the cause of all causes. Such is Krishna's supreme position. But what value is his supremacy to the Rupanuga Vaishnavas? They are very intimate to the Ashaya Vigraha, Srimati Radharani, and they are always under her control. Radharani is serving Krishna with full energy, and they are supplying the devotional ingredients. Guru Maharaj told me not to make too many mats, otherwise I may find myself in trouble. Then I said, Maharaj, now our family has grown so much. The devotees are visiting Puri Dham and Vrindavan, and they have no shelter to stay at those places. Unhappily, they have to use a hotel or some other outside place. You please give me permission, and I shall try to make something in Puri Dham and Vrindavan Dham. Guru Maharaj agreed to make something simple in Vrindavan, Puri, and Navadvip. I also told him that Calcutta was a transit station for the devotees, and a place for them to stop over was also necessary. Guru Maharaj also gave that permission. So it was then that Guru Maharaj said, if you make something in the Vrindavan locality, make it in Govardhan. We will stay near to Radha Kund, but we will not stay in the Radha Kund area itself. There, Radha Govinda are enjoying their pastimes, and they will stay at Radha Kund. My Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada Srila Saraswati Thakur said, we shall go from Govardhan very early in the morning, and on the order of Radharani, we shall collect flowers at Kushum Sarovar, and collect milk from all around. Then we shall go to Radha Kund for service. And after Radha Govinda go to sleep, we shall return to our shelter at the lotus feet of Govardhan. So if you want to arrange a place there, make it in Govardhan. That was the desire of Srila Saraswati Thakur and Srila Guru Maharaj. Anyhow, by the grace of Srila Guru Maharaj, we have made a place for the shelter of the devotees. Shri Daita Das Seva Kunj has manifested there. We have named the ashram Srila Sridhar Swami Seva Ashram. So the exclusive devotional line of Srila Rupa Goswami is very rarely achieved in this world. If anyone wants to get it easily, they will be cheated and they will fall into the black hole of Prakrita Sahajaism, and they won't be able to come out of it again. One should not try to get it easily, but it will be easy by the grace of Guru, by the grace of Radharani. Before that, we must wait. And Raghunath Das Goswami showed us how much it was necessary to wait. He waited his whole life, and who is he? He is the associate of Radharani. But he showed his pastimes in Gaura Leela in the deepest mood of separation from Radha Govinda. The Goswamis are associates of Radha Govinda, and they have other forms in Krishna Leela. They are always serving Radha Govinda, but in the Maha Bhaumya Leela, they show that they pass their lives in the mood of union and separation. The Goswamis are associates of Radha Govinda, and they have other forms in Krishna Leela. They are always serving Radha Govinda, but in the Maha Bhaumya Leela, they show that they pass their lives in the mood of union and separation. Well, it seems like Gurudev means here, and they're in Gaura Leela. Bhaumya Leela means the earthly Leela. Maha Bhaumya Leela must be referring to, I'm not sure, I haven't heard that phrase, it's just like that before. But we can understand the main point Gurudev is making, that in Krishna Leela, all of the Goswamis, they have positions as Manjaris and Sakis, and so they're intimately involved with Radha Krishna Leela, and there's that union there. But in Gaura Leela, they are showing the mood of Vipralamba, separation. And so that is expressed in such an extraordinary and beautiful way, this prayer of Raghunath Das Goswami is like the zenith point, that deep mood of separation from the Ashaya Vigraha, from Guru, from our shelter. All this was manifest from that original sprout. It's interesting. It's something I never really thought about, this point that Guru, because normally we think of Gaura Leela as being, of course, from one perspective, they are both on the same platform, Krishna Leela and Gaura Leela. They are both on the highest platform of rasa, and in one sense they are equal. But on the other hand, sometimes the angle is taken that, well, Gaura Lila is superior because the element of magnanimity is added. If you add magnanimity, if you have nectar and you add generosity to that, the mood of distribution, then something more is there from one angle of vision. But this point, Gurudev is also making here, that the mood of separation is also heightened in Gaura Lila. Mahaprabhu is coming particularly to taste the mood of separation. And also all of these associates of Mahaprabhu, they lived in that mood. So, and that, conception of separation, we are told, is the highest. Union and separation, a higher degree of union and separation. So, that is also there. All this was manifest from that original sprout of Krishna Prema, Madhavendra Puripad. This mood of separation, it first appeared in this world and through the heart of Madhavendra Puri, through that famous expression that originally came from the heart of Radharani and from her heart appeared in the heart of Madhavendra Puri, and then Madhavendra Puri, he expressed that in this world. Yidina Dayarjanata He Maturanata Kadavalokya Se Hridayam Twadaloka Kataram Dayita Brahmyati Kim Kadomyaham. This prayer of intense separation from Krishna. That first appeared in this world through Madhavendra Puri. So for that reason, he is known as the Premankor, as the sprout of Mahaprabhu's line. His, substantial line, Mahaprabhu's real line. All this was manifest from that original sprout of Krishna Prema, Madhavendra Puripad. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur took the name of Madhavendra Puri in this way. Now this is a quote from our Guru Parampara song. Madhavendra Purivar Shishyavar Shri Ishwar Nityananda Shri Advaita Vibhu Ishwar Purike Danya Kodilena Shri Chaitanya Jagad Guru Gaur Mahaprabhu. So this was composed, sometimes we forget that, but this song we generally sing on the appearance days of charges in our line. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has identified the principal charges in our line, beginning with Madhva Acharya in a formal sense, and then at the point of Madhavendra Puri, that is like really where Mahaprabhu's own line is described. And so it's like a list of names, mostly. So Madhavendra Puri, his Shishyavar, his best disciple was Sri Ishwar Puri, and Nityananda and Advaita. And then Saraswati Thakur expresses this in a very careful way. Ishvara Purike Danya Kodilena Shri Chaitanya Jagad Guru Gaur. That because Mahaprabhu took initiation from Ishwara Puri. But Mahaprabhu cannot take initiation from anyone, actually. So Saraswati Thakur phrased this very carefully, that Ishwara, Mahaprabhu made, Sri Chaitanya made Ishwara Puri very fortunate. This is how it is expressed, by accepting him as a guru. He blessed him in that way. And really, Jagad Guru, Gaur Mahaprabhu, he is the Jagad Guru, he is the world, Guru of the universe. There is a Bengali proverb, know a disciple by his guru. And this, this gives us all some responsibility, that we all, it's something we have to remember, we are all representatives of our Gurudev. you know. So it doesn't matter, who you are. It doesn't matter what position you have or what service you do, or etc., etc. But it doesn't matter. In our conduct, in our behavior, our dealings, in the way that we're living our life, we have to be conscious of that. We are followers of Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj. We're representing them at all times. So we have that. Whether you're serving in a temple or whether you're working in a shop or a company or whatever it may be, you're meeting people every day. Well, actually now that's not happening. But there's lots of online exchange going on. But in all of our dealings, we are representing, to some extent. So, that's something our gurus appreciate. There was one disciple of Srila Sridhar Maharaj who Gurudev wrote an article about him, actually. I'm trying to remember his name. There's a talk on the website of Gurudev speaking about him. But in the article, Gurudev tells something about, it's an old article from Gaudiya Darshan in Bengali. And in the article, Srila Gurudev talks about how he was extremely responsible. Eventually he ended up coming and staying in the mat full time. But he had a very respectable job, and because he was responsible for his mother, I think it was, his mother was still alive, and she was alone in the world, and so he was taking care of her, and continued with his job in a very respectable way, and would when he could visit the Maad and support the Maad in different ways, and so he gave all of his co-workers very good impression of our mission. And then when his mother passed away, then he handed in his notice and he went to serve full time in the Maat. It was Ajita Krishna Brahmachari. Ajita Krishna Brahmachari. So he was extremely responsible, and he was preaching in that way, giving very good impression to his colleagues. And then we see devotees, like I always think of Jivana Didi. She works with she was working with HP for a long time, and it's just she's like sugar, Jivana, so sweet, and she has this respectable job with a computing company. So they're all getting very good impression about, the devotees aren't all just bums, and Kumkum Didi, also very respectable job. When we have devotees like that who are living in a very respectable, honorable way, then that's preaching. That's giving people very good impression of of our mission and what our gurus are about. And I'm not just talking about a big fancy job in Silicon Valley, like the persons I mentioned, but any job, if you work at a grocery store or whatever it is, be friendly, smile, and ask people how they are, and be polite. Little things like that,
Makes so much difference.
Yeah. Wear your kunti mala, And we can be surprised at the things that impress people, like just the way that you say hello to them, or you smile at them, the way that you're dressed. Braja Bihari Prabhu, he's one of our, I don't know if you met, I don't know, because you arrived in the lockdown, so I haven't met many persons. Brajabihari Prabhu, he told how his father was always very against the devotees, and always gave him a hard time about it. And then one time he went on holiday somewhere in Europe, I don't remember where it was, maybe Norway or somewhere, I don't remember. And while he was there, one day on the street, he happened to encounter this big group of ISKCON devotees doing Harinam, Nagar Sankirtan. And he was so impressed because they were all dressed like so impeccably, perfect clothes, perfect hair, and ladies had, like makeup and bindi dots, and so this made like a huge impression on him, like just how well they were dressed and how nice they looked, and so that completely like won over his heart, and he went back home and told Brajabihari, like raving about them. Oh my goodness, I just couldn't believe it, the ladies with their perfect skirts, and they were dancing in this wonderful way, and the men looked like so, smart and so together, and just raving about it. And so from that day he became like a huge fan of the devotees.
Our Gurudev also said that always, like we have to go out and it has to be really festive, in a festive mood, not like one, two devotees in the rain and maybe having John's people, I don't know, or not matching.
He wasn't into that.
Garments. He said it has to look nice and festive. Like that people say, wow.
Isha Bandhu Prabhu in Australia, he told me how once he wanted to organize a procession. Maybe it was Tirtha Maharaj's idea, and then Isha Bandhu was like trying to organize it, and he brought it to Gurudev, a procession from Koikali, going through Calcutta with like some like Rath cart, some kind of Rath Yatra. And Gurudev told him that he wanted 108 mridangas.
Did it happen?
No. Like, if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right. We gotta do it like really first class, And I saw one recording where he was talking about that, and he said, if we're gonna do it, we have to do it, very nicely. And he said, like, minimum 50 people, 30 people, 15 people. I think he stopped at 15, that he really liked, and that was also the style of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He didn't like to do something if it was, like, downtrodden or disheveled,
Well, the weather in India, that works with it, right? Because you could sometimes hear what they're wearing, the devotees, and the not matching parts of the garments, and cold.
And a beanie and a big jacket and boots.
Navasundar's way of wording it was, you need to represent the dignity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Pujala Ragapat, Gaurava Bange. That was our, we're that plane of simplicity. We're worshipping that, and we're in this plane, keeping some posture, like we're honoring that, using the opulence of this world in order to honor that, in a dignified manner. That was why Saraswati Thakur went into Vrindavan in a motor car. Blew everybody's mind. And Gurudev also, there's that Oh, well, you all know that already when he was asking the devotees, what's the difference between us and ISKCON? And everyone's coming up with all these philosophical points, and we're better than them, our conception is superior. And then Gurudev says, they dress better than us. They dress more nicely than us.
Transcendental joker.
Yes, transcendental humorist. Yeah. You think of like Siddhanti Maharaj, like how like so pure-hearted and so simple and just totally not caring, about his appearance. There's also different moods of the devotee. Srila Maharaj, he was very simple too, he didn't like doing things like so fancy.
And it has so much charm.
Yes. But at least for preaching purposes, we're trying to, be as together as possible. Yeah. Well, we've gone really off track here. Okay. Oh, right. So there's a Bengali proverb, know a disciple by his guru. And of course, when I went into that whole vein, I wasn't just meaning our dress, but more our conduct and behavior, and etc. Madhavendra Puri is great, but just to the point I wanted to make is like we all have that responsibility. We all have that responsibility at all times. We want to live within the relativity of our guru, and in whatever small way, we want to contribute to the glory and dignity of what he is trying to give to the world. And maybe we're like those little insects, carrying little pebbles, Ram's bridge, or maybe we're great, powerful persons preaching far and wide, building many temples. But it doesn't matter, that we can all do our small part. Madhavendra Puri is great, and his great disciple is Ishvara Puri. And not only Ishvara Puri, but also Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Prabhu. All were shown in this world to be his disciples. Their other forms in Krishna Lila are so exalted. And in this world, they showed themselves to be great devotees of Madhavendra Puri. So, by hearing the name of Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Ishvara Puri, their guru, maybe we don't know who Madhavendra Puri is, but we know who Nityananda Prabhu is. We know who Advaita Acharya is. So if they've accepted Madhavendra Puri as their guru, then we can understand something, about who is Madhavendra Puri. Srila Shava Prabhu, he used to say, a few times I heard him say, I never met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but I met a few of his disciples. Like he knew Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he knew Srila Swami Maharaj, and those are his disciples, then, who is their guru? All were shown in this world to be his disciples. Their other forms in Krishna Lila are so we want people to look at us and think like, oh, we're getting some idea of who is Srila Govinda Maharaj, and in a positive sense. We're getting some taste of that mood. Who is it? Something, some little touch, Someone was telling me recently, I can't remember who it was, but how they met somebody and in like an airport or on the street or one of our devotees, And the other person was able to identify, oh, you must be, you must be a disciple of Srila Govinda Maharaj. You must be a part of Shri Chaitanya Saraswati. There's a famous line in Chaitanya Charitamrita when Mahaprabhu meets. We don't hear his name. He's just known as the Sanodian Brahmin, a particular class of Brahmin. And they meet each other, and this Brahmin, he's in Mathura, and this Brahmin observes Mahaprabhu dancing in ecstasy, and observing Mahaprabhu's particular mood of divine love. Then that Brahmin tells him, you must have a connection with Madhavendra Puri. I just know it. Madhavendra Purira Sambandha Darajani. I just know it. You must have. I know you must have some relationship with Madhavendra Puri. Because that Brahmin was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And so he's seeing that same mood in Mahaprabhu. And no, you must have a connection.
It's natural, actually. It's in a material sense, right? What you associate with, you become like that. It's natural. I mean, of course, with that love.
So, for example, when we see Sachi Didi's, sweetness and love, then we know she's a disciple of Srila Govinda Maharaj. When we see Krishna Mohini's, sweet and gentle nature, then we know she's a disciple.
And what a service attitude.
Yes.
Non-stop. Every day. So beautiful.
And we see Lavanya and Saraswati there. Gurudev, he talked about the fire ants in Navadvip. How, if they bite you, they won't let go. Even if you pull them, soldier ants, he called them, soldier ants. And if you pull them, they'll die. You'll tear them. They won't let go. If they just let go, then they could survive.
Gurudev told about both of them.
He calls them the soldier ants. Those big ants. And he said, so we need to have that kind of attachment for service. We will die, but we won't give up our service. Saraswati and Lavanya, they both have that mood. They're there till the death.
Vishakha.
Do or die. We're gonna do the seva. Every day. The crack of dawn. They're both like that. Very strong attachment. And then I also see in the newcomers, like Kat and Griffin, how they're so conscious and so discerning. I see that mood. Then we feel there's the connection of Srila Govinda Maharaj here. Our Gurudev is here. So in Duleka, she was making that point on Gurudev's disappearance day. We're feeling Gurudev's presence in the hearts of the devotees, of the sincere practitioners. Now it's 6:00. And Radharani, how perfectly she does her seva, so nicely, so perfectly.
She's an artist.
Yes.
And very humble. And tolerant.
Yes.
Gurudev's main saying we should practice. That's her. Giving honor to others.
Now it's 6:00. I'll just finish the chapter. It's just a few more paragraphs. Very carefully, Srila Prabhupada also expressed that Gaura Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy upon Ishwar Puri by taking mantra from him as a disciple. Today is that Madhavendra Puri's disappearance day. We may consider it is the best day for our spiritual life. giving us the chance to discuss Madhavendra Puri's divine pastimes and remember his divine grace. The sun rises and sets. It does not take birth or die. So the appearance and disappearance of the pure Vaishnav is like the sunrise and sunset. Both are good for the conditioned souls of this world. When they depart, they cast their merciful glance everywhere, and whoever remembers them will get that mercy. So beautiful. The sun rises and sets. It does not take birth or die. So the appearance and disappearance of the pure Vaishnav is like the sunrise and sunset. Both are good for the conditioned souls of this world. When they depart, they cast their merciful glance everywhere, and whoever remembers them will get that mercy. Actually, we have seen that Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, and other disciples of Saraswati Thakur sometimes chant the Guru Parampara from the beginning and sometimes from the middle. From the middle means we chant from Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahe Anya. And further to that, when necessary for the formal prestige of the Sampradaya, we chant the Guru Parampara from Krishna Hoite Chaturmukha Hoy Krishna Sevanmukha. Still, in the absolute sense, our Sampradaya manifests from Srila Madhavendra Puripad. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundara Govinda Deva Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. So we can conclude there for today. We'll have a Gora Arati.
Vishakha Devidasi ki